What a beautiful day to be alive. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Luna here. I help people heal and rediscover their love and their life. Today's video is going to be more of a chatty style video, and it's something I am so passionate about and have been wanting to talk about for so long, but I realized I was scared to share my voice, share my truth, but now I am fully ready, and this is slightly different, slightly esoteric. At the same time, I want to remind everyone that all spiritualities, religions, whatever you are, atheist is welcome on this channel, and I am someone who at the moment is exploring different religions and spiritualities, and I just want to say, if you are lost and confused when it comes to spirituality, that is totally okay. Like, we don't have to have everything figured out all at once. It's all just an ongoing journey. But recently I recently went through a spiritual awakening. I went through the dark soul of the night. It was something else. If you would like some videos on that, I'd be more than happy to make some videos on it, on like some tips I wish I'd known, because I didn't know I was going through it at the time. Only in hindsight do I realize what that actually was. And I've come across on the other side, and I feel so much peace and love and light in my heart, which is what I'm wanting to share on this channel. But either way, this video is going to be all about my starseed awakening and how I realized I was a starseed, and like my whole story, because when I was first getting into the starseed stuff, I like really wanted to find other YouTubers talking about this, and I couldn't find that many YouTube videos on it. So this is why I'm making it. For anyone who is maybe new to the idea of starseeds, or maybe just wants to connect with me, I would love to connect and chat and just like geek out over this stuff, because I feel like a lot of my more conservative friends and family think I might be slightly crazy with all of this. But the thing is, whatever religion you believe in, if you think about it, we're all just praying or believing in something that we cannot see. And you know what? That is really beautiful. And that's why I love all religions and all spiritualities, because we can't see it, but we have faith. And I think that is such a stunning thing. So I'm just going to get into my experience and how it all began and how I realized where I was from. Okay, so I'm low-key really scared and feeling very vulnerable to share this. Like, can you see my hands are over my heart, protecting my heart area? I've noticed like I'm so in tune with my body lately, like I'll notice like, oh, that's where my hands are, and like what's happening. So kind of further back so you guys can get an idea of my story. If you haven't watched my full story, I'll link it down below. I'm someone who has healed from anxiety. I have cured my depression, my ADHD, a chronic pain illness called Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome, POT syndrome too, and I never actually really had any of these. It was all just like repressed trauma manifesting in the physical body. So I'll link that down below if you want to check out my story. This YouTube channel is basically a culmination of everything I learned along the way, all the different healing tools, the different healing modalities and whatnot. So yeah, about like 7 months ago, I think I would say I reached my darkest point, and I was very suicidal and I was depressed, and it was a really rough time. Like, thinking back, it was a really hard time. And yeah, I tried to take my own life, and it's hard to think about that and talk about that, and my stomach still goes into a knot. So I know I have some healing to do on that. But looking back with hindsight now, it's almost like I knew all of that had to happen for all this beauty just to fall into place, and for the beautiful life I have now to be able to happen. It's like all of it had to happen. It was a chain of events. But there are some tips and things I wish I had known along the way, so I might make some videos on like spiritual awakening tips. Anyway, so yeah, I did try to take my own life, and there was a near-death experience. There were some very interesting experiences that I might talk about on this channel. But after hitting rock bottom, you know, I realized I couldn't go any further down. Like, I had already tried to take my own life. I was in emotional pain, I was in physical pain. It was like a really horrible time in my life. And I ended up in a psychiatric hospital, and it was, it was an interesting experience being there. But I believe throughout this whole journey, something was guiding me and helping me finding the light and the love, because I wasn't surrounded by the greatest of people, and my surroundings, I was a trauma survivor. And even the psychiatric hospital, you know, the way psychiatric patients are treated, it's not the greatest. And I'm from South Africa, and trauma-informed therapy is not very great in South Africa, so it wasn't the greatest therapy. I'm gonna just put that out there. It wasn't the greatest. I mean, some of it was good, but most of it not so great. So I believe there was something within me. There was like a seed within me that started to grow, and this is also how it links in with like how I realized I was a starseed. This is just something so close to home, because looking back, I was in such a dark period, but there was something that I knew deep down inside that life could get better. It's like I could feel it in my core, and I can still feel it in my core. Like, I just knew there was a better way out. I knew there was a better way in the world. And like, so much of my life was just social conditioning and adhering to social norms, and I didn't even know it. It's like, again, kind of coming back to that concept of the matrix. Like, much around us is just social conditioning. Like, what is actually real and reality? Like, if you think about it, when we procrastinate doing things, when we procrastinate small things like cleaning the house, that is a mental barrier we've created. We'll tell ourselves, okay, I'll clean the house once I've done this, or I'll do it once I've done that. But we're creating these mental barriers. So it's like this whole thing of like social conditioning and social norms, which I'd love to make a video about as well. I don't know, can you tell I'm really passionate about this stuff? So yeah, sorry, this is gonna be a very rambly vlog because I just feel like talking about this and I'm passionate about it. Okay, so yes, back to the clinic. Yeah, very bad phase, and it was very up and down, very bumpy. Started my trauma healing journey, started therapy, all that stuff, which then in itself led to a spiritual awakening because I went down a lot of research rabbit holes. I'm someone who does love to research anyway, but like I really like to know things, and I find comfort in knowledge, and I know a lot of trauma survivors also do find comfort in knowledge. We like to intellectualize our feelings. But either way, I went down the rabbit hole of, you know, CPTSD on Reddit. I went down the rabbit hole of people who had found their comfort in spirituality. And in the beginning, I found that kind of weird, and I was like, I'm not into spirituality. But over time, it's like I kept pushing the barriers, and in the beginning, I noticed there was fear and resistance. But then over time, I kind of just kept going, and I kept going, and I was like, wonder what's beyond there, like if I do a little bit more research. And I was very careful in a way to listen to my body ever since becoming in tune with my body. If I felt my body saying, no, stop, this is too scary, this is too weird, I would just stop and leave it alone. But then there was just some part of my brain which was like, keep researching, keep looking, keep digging. And then I just did. And then somehow, I don't know, I came across the word starseed, and I actually have a book on starseeds now. And this book, my goodness, has given me so much comfort. Like, when I started reading it, it felt like home, and I can't describe how often I have felt homesick, and it's such a weird homesick feeling because I don't even know what I'm homesick for. And this book, this feels like home. Like I get shivers with it, and it's just like it gives me so much comfort. So yeah, I just want to say, whatever spirituality or religion gives you comfort, I am so happy for you because this gives me comfort, and I really wish I'd discovered it sooner. And I also wish I hadn't judged myself so much when I first discovered it. Like I thought I was weird and being way too esoteric and just weird. But at the same time, again, if you just think about someone who's Christian, believes in a God that you cannot see. This is also something you're believing in that you cannot see. So in that way, it's not that weird. Okay, so yes, throughout all of this like trauma healing and stuff and whatnot, I feel like there was something guiding me, and I couldn't find a word for it. Now that I know what it is, I believe it was the starseed and the people from my planet. And I feel very weird saying that out loud. I feel very, I feel vulnerable saying this out loud. I believe that God, Jesus, and the people from my planet and where I've come from were looking out for me because they wanted me to complete my soul mission here on Earth. They didn't want me to die. And the thing is, another reason I believe I'm a starseed is that I have actually tried to take my life multiple times. And you know, the other day I was just sitting and meditating thinking, how have I not died yet? Like, there have been so many circumstances in which I've either tried to take my life or really could have accidentally died, and I'm like, how have I not died yet? And I began to think, like, maybe there's a reason I'm here. Maybe I have a soul mission, which is also what led me down to these research rabbit holes. I was like, why am I here? Like, what is the deep reason I am here? And I believe, now that I've done lots of meditating and lots of researching, I believe my soul mission is to heal my family, because we have a lot of ancestral trauma in the family, and I think I am the one to be breaking the cycle, which is a very difficult and painful thing to do, but I think that's what I'm here to do as like a soul mission. And then as a collective mission, I believe I'm here to help basically heal the world and bring as much healing and love and light into the world as possible. I truly believe I'm here to help bring light and love. And when I was at the clinic, I kept having these weird experiences where people around me and people I became friends with said that I had such a gentle, sweet, light, loving personality. And the thing is, because I was in such a state of dissociation and anxiety, I'd never thought of myself like that. Like, I still struggle to see myself like that. You know, as a trauma survivor, I thought deep down I was this horrible person with like horrible bad intent. And apparently that's actually really common among trauma survivors, which I didn't know at the time. So I truly believed I was a horrible person deep down inside, and that I deserved horrible things to happen to me, which is so sad looking back now. I remember my therapist looking so shocked at me when I said to her, I think I'm a horrible person and I deserve bad things. And she just looked at me like, what did you just say? And yeah, it's just like all the social conditioning, all the trauma I went through, and by going through trauma and anxiety and stuff, going through trauma, you know, it teaches our nervous system, it teaches our body that we are bad and deserve bad things, when that is so untrue. So again, that's why I'm doing these YouTube videos, because I want to people heal. I want to help people heal their nervous systems and help them realize that they deserve good things, that they are worthy of love and light, because so many of us don't think we're worthy, and it's so hard to get past the shame and the guilt and the feelings of unworthiness. So again, this is going on a big tangent, but like I just wanted to make a chatty vlog where it feels like home between us. So yeah, basically I thought I was a horrible person inside and all these things, and now I know I'm not. Now I know my true intent, and a lot of this has come with learning to trust myself and trust maybe I'm a good person. And I do this every so often with myself. I'll be like, what if all my intentions and desires were beautiful? Like, what if I was a good person deep down inside? You know, like all these little things, like just to question ourselves. So again, going back to like the matrix of social norms, I have been questioning a lot of that lately. Yeah, I finally came across on TikTok, actually, someone had made a video and it was talking about astrology. It just popped up on my For You page, and then at the very end she was like, you might be a starseed. And I was like, what's a starseed? So that's what started the whole Google rabbit hole. And something about the word starseed just resonated. You know when you can't quite put your finger on it, but something resonates and you're like, what is this? And then I went down the rabbit hole, and like I had no idea what I was looking up in the beginning, because I came across all these strange words. If you're new to this is going to sound strange to you. I came across the words of like Pleidian, Arcturian, Lemurian. I still don't know all the words. And what I did was I found some YouTube videos and people who described their experience of waking up as a starseed and how they figured out their origins and whatnot. And quite a few people mentioned an Etsy seller, so I'm going to actually link her down below if you're interested. It wasn't that expensive, and you can get like a starseed origin report, and that's what I did. I actually paid for an origin report, which is like so unlike me. I wouldn't usually do these things. I've never paid for like an astrology report or anything, and then here I am, logical, scientific, med school me, paying for a starseed report. I was like, what is going on with me? But like that's how pulled I felt towards it, and I can't describe that pulling feeling. It was just incredible. Anyway, so then I read the report and I actually had no idea what was going on. I was like, oh, this is out of my zone. I don't even know what this means. So I read the report and I was like, okay, I'm connected to very strongly Andromeda. But then the word Andromeda did it felt like home is the best way to describe it. It felt like comfort, it felt like home. And then it said I had connections to Lyra and that I had Blu-ray markings and all these things and some other things that I still need to investigate. But for some reason the word Andromeda really hit home. And then I actually reread the report the other night and it said I had like 8 very powerful connections to Andromeda. So then I went down the rabbit hole of looking up Andromeda and Andromeda YouTube videos, and I resonated so much with other YouTubers who said that they were from Andromeda. And it's something about the energy of them. And I'm someone who's very, very like sensitive to energy. So I watched these YouTubers and I was like, yes, I can feel it. I'm from Andromeda. But at this time I was still like a little bit unsure. And I kind of, I was like, you know what, I think I'm from Andromeda, but this sounds really weird. So I'm just gonna like, keep it at the back of my mind. But then like the crux of it all, I'm actually gonna like mark this down below in the video if anyone wants to skip straight to this part. How I really knew that I was from Andromeda is about a month ago I was meditating, and I can't describe to you what happened because it was the most incredible, warm, comforting feeling ever. And I was just doing mindful meditation. I wasn't thinking about anything in specific. And suddenly I just got hit with this beautiful golden light, and it felt like home. And I had this image, oh, it gives me shivers. I had this image of me and almost like a bunch of other souls, other people, friends. It was like a connection of friends and family, all of us just like running through the fields, through a golden field, laughing, having fun, and this feeling of unity and oneness. And oh, I'm getting shivers. Just dancing in the fields and like singing and laughing, and in these beautiful rays of violet light and pink light and loving light and gold and silver. And it was so beautiful, and I can still feel it right now. Like it feels like home. And then the word Andromeda came to mind, and I have this mental image of running around in a golden field with friends and family and love, and this feeling of unity and oneness and love and the golden threads that we're all connected by. And the word Andromeda kept coming up, and I was meditating and I opened my eyes and I was like, what was that? But in that moment I just knew. I was like, we're all connected. Like we are one, we are all love, and I could feel it, and it was such a strong, powerful feeling. I love going back to that image, and every so often when I'm meditating, this kind of feeling will hit me again, but with different images, and like I'm excited to explore more parts of myself when it comes to that. But like, guys, it was the most beautiful feeling ever. Like, I still have shivers, and I just want to express to you how beautiful it is that we're all connected and that we are all love. And like, no matter what religion, no matter if you think starseeds are weird and crazy, or if you think Christianity is weird and crazy, I still believe in that oneness, in that meditation. When I experienced that running through the fields with friends and family, and that level of oneness and love, that's what I want to get across in these videos. It's that level of, we are so divinely connected, and if we can all just tap into the compassion that we all truly have for each other, like how beautiful the world could be. How beautiful if we all truly learn to forgive, even though forgiveness is so hard. If we truly have compassion for every single person we meet, like how beautiful the world would be. Like, I get shivers. And that's again why I'm making these videos, because I have so much compassion for everyone who's going through anything that's tough or difficult, and I just want to give you some love and light. I want to give you some of the light and love that I have in me, because I feel so blessed that I've gone through the dark night of the soul and I've survived it, and now I'm so full of love and light, and I feel like I have excess love and light, and I want to share it with you. And I almost feel called by I kind of call them my Andromedan angels to share this love and light, because again, I feel like that's my soul mission, to help raise the vibration of the planet, to help share love and light. So even if you think this stuff is a little bit too weird and spiritual and esoteric, just know that I'm here to share love, light, and healing in whatever way is possible. And when I pray and meditate, I like to ask God, Jesus, my Andromedan angels, Mother Earth, and the universe, I like to say, I pray you will just use me as a vessel in any way that serves my highest self and the greatest good of the planet, to send love, light, and healing into the world. And when I do that prayer, for some reason, I always get told to make YouTube videos. So this seems to be my way of sending love and light into the world, because I would honestly be happy with any job that sends love and light into the world. But I think this is what they're guiding me towards. So that is all about my Starseed awakening, and like, I'm so excited to share this, and like, I'd love to connect. So if you've had any similar experiences, maybe of feeling like there's a golden thread or like a golden net holding us all together, go down below, because before this experience I had meditated once before and almost imagined this like golden net, and I'd wondered what that was, and it now links in with all of this. So I'd love to hear your spiritual experiences, and just know that no spiritual experience is good nor bad, nor right nor wrong. They're all just experiences, and we're all human. We're all just having the human experience, and that you are safe and it's okay. Like, I thought I was crazy, I thought I was losing it. I just want you to know you are human. It's okay to have whatever experience you're having. Like, there is no right or wrong way to experience being a human being. Like, you can't go wrong with just being, if that makes sense. Like, that's something also I want to get across, because I feel like the world tells us so many things of what's right and what's wrong, and we get so confused by this. But there's no right or wrong way to just be alive and just to be here and show up for yourself. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel so vulnerable sharing it, but like, I'm honestly so excited to connect with other starseeds, especially Andromedan starseeds, because I can't find that many Andromedan starseeds online. I've seen lots of Pleidian starseeds and like Syrian and whatnot, but not that many from Andromeda. So if you think you're from Andromeda or just resonate, let me know down below. And yeah, I'm so excited, and I'm so like, I feel so blessed and full of love and gratitude. And yes, with that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and subscribe down below, because it would mean the absolute world to me. And yes, you are safe, you are loved, you are enough. You always were, and you always will be.